Match number 4 is up and ready. Always the biggest match of the night. 2 winners up against each other. And we're going to start with a golden break. Malta are on the board. Ryan Pisani with the golden break in the very first frame.
Check this out. Ryan Pisani has been almost threatening to do this all night because he's been hitting that break so hard. And his night just got even better because I think he's been the player of the night so far, and we talked about him being almost the rookie and very limited experience out in this arena and under these circumstances, and I think he has been the player so far, and for him to do that is really the icing on the cake for him.
Yeah, I mean, in his individual frames so far, he's gone break clearance, golden break. Done some good stuff in the Scotch frames as well. What a start. So straight on to the individual frames. Paull Clack has the break. No golden break for Paull, but it's a very good break.
Yeah, Paull gives him a good old smack, and at first glance he may have been a little bit unlucky here. Just keep an eye out on where these 2 reds and the yellow end up on this top cushion. You see the red goes off the side cushion. Does it pass? Made it a little bit tricky, isn't it? He'd love to go reds, but what's the starter?
Yeah, my first thought looking at the overhead was that he could get to the one by the 8 ball, but he can't. 8 ball's in the way, and therefore no real starter on the reds. Nothing easy anyway. Yellows is the choice then.
Ooh, that couldn't have gone much worse. Yellow goes behind the 8 ball tied up. The other yellow goes next to the other one tied up. So he's going to do very well to get out from here. Dies that one in to hold the gap of the cue ball, the gap of the 2 reds, so he can get to the potting line of this one across the back cushion. But, well, this is where the work starts now, isn't it? Because these 3 yellows down this end of the table, they don't really have pockets unless you cannon into them.
What's he got for us? He must have a plan.
Well, cannons into them. Half develops them. Is there a double?
I think the line's on.
Just straightened up on him. What a cue ball as well. Look, he'd screwed back in and developed the 2 balls. That was perfect. Just straightens up and it's the near knuckle. That would have been some finish.
Yeah, it was actually a very good effort when he came down the table to get the cannon he needed. Just missed the precise cannon he wanted. But chance goes. Dejan at the table then for the first time in this match.
Playing the plant, first shot. This is a big shot. And it was a good shot. I think the red next to the 8 ball does pass. He's just coming to have a look now if he gets the cue ball somewhere near the middle of the table.
Calls in Ryan for some assistance.
On the way he's played tonight, why not?
Yeah. Can't be much room. Key shot then.
Can he hold it? He's got a lot of angle. I'm not sure he can. If he can't hold it, has he got to go into it? Or slide by it and pot it into the same pocket as this?
Could have done without the nudge.
Into it is, but he's potting it in the corner, at the top right corner. This is nasty because the cue ball is welded to this top cushion.
Hear him wipe his cue down. Very sticky out there. Oh, what a pop that is.
Dropped it in the middle.
Like it was hanging over the pocket.
And in dropping it dead weight in the middle means that he's held the cue ball just enough to be able to cut the 8-ball back into the right centre. It's thin, but he's favoured to get it.
Oh, very good from Dejan Grech. He gets the frame on the board. And this was some pot.
It was the pace he played it to hold the cue ball. And he keeps giving Ryan a good old smack on the back. And Ryan's just switching his shoulders there as if to say, that was a bit odd, mate. Whatever he's doing and whatever he's saying, it's working, because Ryan has played, well, as good as he could have played. And this has now become a huge frame, especially for the Aussie duo, because if they lose this, you are bang under it, being 2-0 down in a best-of-7.
The good news is for them that they have come from 2-0 behind already tonight to get the win. Another huge break from Ryan.
Yeah, well, he's broke the best and he's played the best. And if he clears these, he's about to do 4 from 4 on the break. Including a golden break, of course, but still counts. So yeah, it is now 2-0.
Extension call.
If they take these out and they're 3-0 behind, they put themselves in a huge position in tonight's group. It means that they go into the final match, meaning as long as they avoid defeat, they will be through. 8-ball is a problem. Doesn't go into right corner, doesn't go into left corner, doesn't go into left middle, and doesn't go into right middle. And doesn't have a yellow in this bottom end of the table to connect to it. Well, if he can get to the potting line of this one at the right side cushion, that is a very good positional shot. Because I think only there could he get to the line of this. I think if he's short on the rail, he can't pot it. Not sure about that one.
Yeah, this isn't easy.
He has to go long into this bottom right corner.
In fact, they're going to take a second look at this. I did think that in real time. It was very close to hitting red first, and that's what they're going to check. I think Ryan would know. I think he's okay.
My initial thought was it was just okay. Let's get another look.
Yeah. Yeah, he's okay there.
I think it was okay. I think you can always tell by where the red went.
Sort of shot that player knows, doesn't he? Ryan will know probably better than anybody else there.
Yeah, I think you can tell. If you hit the red first, you can tell the direction that the red finishes in. I think where the ball's finished tell more of a story. And because the red went sideways, means that he did just connect with the yellow first, and then the cue ball hits the red and bumps it to the left rather than the red going fractionally forward.
He's still in a tough spot though. First mistake on the night then from Ryan. And when Paull and Jake were 2-0 down in their first match of the night, it was Jake McCartney that came up with a finish to get them going. He needs to do the same here, although he may not necessarily just go all out here.
No, he will definitely play a developing, containing shot. develops his 2 balls that were a problem and leaves no shot for Ryan other than a double plant. No, he's bumping his ball out and asking the question.
Hasn't left anything easy.
Cue ball up in the left jaws of that top left pocket leaves nothing. And I think that's what he's playing.
Well, he's left sight of this yellow at the bottom. Would like to have got the cue ball a little bit further to the left-hand side.
I think he's just bumping it out and asking the question again, keeping the pressure on.
This time he plays the shot better because he gets the yellow nearer to the pocket, puts more pressure onto Jake.
Yeah, I'm not fluent in Maltese, but I'm pretty sure that that was perfect. And it has left it a little bit awkward for Jake, hasn't it? That's clever. That's clever. I think he's blocked it.
Yeah, gets the cover. Clearly see it there. Well, just tries to keep the yellow in and amongst the reds, trying to make it as tricky as possible for Jake. But for the first time in the frame, Jake could be aggressive if he wants to be. He has 1 ball that will need a little bump, but he's got a good ball to do it with. And he is going to be aggressive.
When any frame eats into the match clock, the significance of it becomes even bigger because, well, it becomes an even shorter race effectively. This frame has eaten into it, and there will probably only be around 5 minutes left on the clock when this frame's done, or even maybe less. If it was to be 3-0, it's all but match over. Good shot, good shot. Purposely played the snick off the yellow that way. Very knowledgeable with the cue balls, Jake, and knows exactly where the balls are connecting and where they're sliding to. Doesn't play any other cue sports, and you can see that very comfortable where the cue ball's going, and when you're playing cannons, that's very important. And a huge frame to win because this keeps them in this match and in this night and keeps things in their own hands.
Yeah, just what they needed right at the right time. Still 6.5 minutes left here. It'll be about 6 by the time the match starts or restarts. But Jake and Paull needed to get something going. They can build on that. They will have the next break as well. Frame 4 coming up, so we're back to the Scotch frame. Scotch, single, single, Scotch is the way it's played. Dejan still geeing up Ryan. So Jake McCartney to break then.
Trailing 2 frames to 1.
Loses the cues ball on this occasion, but the 8 ball is going to drop in. It's another golden break. Jake McCartney ties the scores up. Watch this.
He only spotted it at the last minute and then body turned it in and then apologized.
Completely came across that break, nowhere near his best. He won't care. The result is perfect.
Yellow comes out of the sky and boots it in the corner. Jake body swerves it in and then has the audacity to apologize.
Needs to work on that. Fair's fair, though. A golden break apiece. And with exactly 5 minutes left on the clock, 15 seconds a shot from here on in, we're at 2-2. Ryan Pisani back on the break, back to the individual frames. It'll be Ryan versus Paull Clack. Oh, a brilliant break once again from Ryan, but no friends out there, it's dry.
Yeah, what a chance to completely spin this match on its head. 2-0 down and looking like for all the world it's going to be 3-0. And providing that Paull can just hold himself together here, they're going to be 3-2 ahead.
Yeah, hold himself steady. Everything's got a pocket. Looks like he's played on the one by the 8 ball, which was the trickiest one to land nicely on. Get out of the way early. And now they're all there for him.
I think I would be taking the left one and just stunning the cue ball to the left side cushion. Ooh, just come across it a fraction and just hit it a little bit too hard.
I think he caught the knuckle as well.
Yeah, it went in, but now he has work to do. Now the cue ball will be going in and out of bulk. Oh, no, it won't. He hasn't reached.
Oh, what a mistake.
Oh, wow.
Huge error from Paull in trying to hold that cue ball. He has not reached the pocket. That will be a foul. You have to pot a ball or hit a cushion after contact. And Ryan Pisani gets ball in hand and a wide open table to get his partnership back in front. Dejan jumped out of his chair so quickly as soon as Paull hit that break. It was like he was playing the frame. Hit that shot, I should say.
Fitting that it's foul to Brian, who, okay, I know he did miss a ball earlier on in this match, but he has been the player of the night from any team, and the chance to put the Maltese duo in a position where they're going to be 3-2 ahead with inside a minute left, probably, if he manages the clock correctly. There is a fine balance between running the clock down and hitting every shot on the beeps and focusing on the job in hand, and that's to clear up and win the frame. Not perfect. He wanted to walk around the table and have a look, and Dejan said no, you've got no time. Not perfect again.
Oh, it's edgy out there all of a sudden.
not perfect again. Ooh, this is nasty, because the natural line is in off into the left centre, so he's going to have to play this with a little bit of bottom left-hand side.
What a pot from Ryan Pisani. Lost the cue ball at the back end there. Doesn't matter. Frames on the board. Punishes the error from Paull Clack.
Ryan sat down before he fell down there, I think. It looks like. Wow. That was a...
Dejan asking for no more golden breaks here. And Dejan knew before anybody that ball was in. He was right down the line of the shot. Celebrating. He's riding every single shot that Ryan plays out there.
Given the circumstances, that was a very good 8-ball.
Oh, very good.
As I said, he had to screw it in with bottom left.
1 minute and 2 seconds then for Jake McCartney to do something about it. He'd love another golden break, but it's just a chance of a finish at the very least. And he's going to get one. Get your running boots on then, Jake, because this split is decent.
Oh, he just has to pot the red in the left middle. He has loads of time. The 3 that are in a little triangle, oh, he's going yellows. Oh, surely he has to go reds. Yeah, changed his mind, he heard me.
42 seconds now then.
This is where you have to keep control of the cue ball, and you have to be quick. There's no time to look here, there's 30 seconds.
Stop shots will help.
There's not time to chalk the cue though, and there's not really time to cue up to the cue ball. He needs to motor.
Yeah, this is very tight.
No, he's queuing up to the cue ball. You have to be quicker than this.
He can still do it. He can still do it, just.
But the cue ball's going to be moving, and it needs it to stop. He has time. He has time. Oh, he's missed it.
Unbelievable. He just beat the buzzer, but misses the simple 8-ball. Unbelievable scenes out there. The job was done for Jake McCartney. 3-3 was in his grasp, but it's Ryan Pisani and Dejan Grech that take control of the Ultimate Paull Pairs Cup.